Well, hello, everyone. Good to see you all. Thank you all so very much for joining me. The FBI is back, and it could change the conversation in the Nancy Guthrie case. Tonight, we are following the new developments in the Nancy Guthrie investigation that certainly has my attention. More than 6 months after Nancy Guthrie disappeared from her Tucson home, FBI personnel are back searching in the neighborhood. The question is tonight is exactly what are they searching for? They were sent back for obviously something, but what's up? Was it a new tip or what are they looking for? We have a lot to get to tonight. We're going deep. A lot to talk about on the other side of this.
I've walked through storms in scars and grace.
Sing it if you know it.
Smile through pain with a painted face.
Let's go.
They called me too loud, too much, too strong. But honey, that's the reason I belong. Every scar's a scripture, every tear's a hymn. I found my worth where the light grew dim. They tried to break me, but here's a twist. I turned my pain into a clenched fist. I'm an unbreakable woman, born of fire and pearl. I shine like grace in a reckless world. You can test my faith, you can shake my plan, but I'll rise again. Just watch me judged by the gloss, not the cause. But God don't build weak hearts from gold. He made me fierce and he made me bold. I bend, I pray, I roar, I rise with mascara, tears and battle cries. Don't need your crown, I forge my own. From ashes, honey, I build my throne. I'm an unbreakable soul, dressed in truth and pearls. The fire don't scare me, it lights my world. You can doubt my voice,
Thank you,
but you'll hear my name.
Appreciate you.
I'm holy and hood, and I'm done with shame. For everyone called too much, too loud, too real. You're not to anything. You're exactly what power looks like. I'm an unbreakable soul through the fire and flame. My scars are stories, my strength, my faith. Faith in my heart, fire in my
Thank you, Yusa.
blood.
Appreciate you.
Clutch them pearls.
Mother chickens. Let's go.
Hold up, lights on, chat in the room, another late night, and another headline blooming. Coffee gone cold, but the story got heat, and one little detail keep tapping my screen. Coming in clutch, when the timeline bends, we don't just scroll, we connect loose ends. Somebody said, nah, that's probably enough, but the chat said, Justin, we're coming in clutch. Run that back, don't rush that part. Something fell wrong from the very first start. Different day, same shaky excuse, and the math ain't mathing when we check the proof. I'm not here to play detective for fame, I'm here when the story starts changing names. One clip, one call, one post too much, and the whole room knows we're coming in clutch. Coming in clutch, yeah, the facts stay loud. Truth don't hide when we bring the crowd. Screens lit up and the chat don't sleep. We dig real deep where the stories get steep. Pearls in the chat, lights in the back. Somebody better explain why the story went flat. You can dodge one question, maybe dodge two. With the internet clock, what you said don't cue. Wait, say that again. You said it was there, then it wasn't back then. You said you forgot, but the record got saved. Now the chat's wide awake and the room just changed.
Coming in clutch when it all gets strange. When the facts get buried and the tone starts change. We don't need drama, the truth does enough. That's why they pull up, we're coming in clutch.
Late night crew, yeah, we built this thing. One live stream turned to a whole damn ring. Members in green miles holding it
Thank
down.
you so much,
Whole
Kathy.
chat moving like a small town crowd. No fake hype, no lazy spin. Just one more clue when we're back again. If if it don't sit right, we don't let it slide. We put the detail right up on live.
Coming in clutch, say it one more time. Whole room locked on the very next line. From the first red flag to the final touch, you know where to be, we're coming in clutch.
When the screen fades out and the night gets still, somebody somewhere knows truth comes
Thank you,
real.
Baby
We'll
Reds.
be right
Appreciate
here when
you.
the next facts drop. Coming in clutch and we don't just stop.
Well, hello, everyone. Good to see you all. Thank you all so very much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. You could have chosen to be anywhere on YouTube. You have a lot of options, anywhere on the internet, anywhere in the world, and you chose to be right here. I know your time is very valuable, and I do appreciate you spending some time with me. Today is August 7th, 2026. It is currently 7:30 p.m. on the east coast of the United States. Bonjour. How you doing? Good to see you all. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Tonight we are talking about the Nancy Guthrie case out of Pima County, Arizona. And yes, the FBI was back. What brought them back? We're going to talk about a lot of that tonight and a lot more. Get ready because we are deep diving tonight. You better be ready. You got your favorite beverage, your favorite snack. We got a lot to talk about. A lot, Henny. So get comfortable. 5 more shopping days before my birthday, kiddos. Oh, it's almost your birthday. Puggies and one Frenchie. Happy early birthday to you, little cutie. Appreciate you being here, Miss Tina. How you doing, girl? Good to see you. Miss Patty Wine. How you, babe? Good to see you, my dear. Miss Kellyanne. Good to see you, my friend. Shari. Good to see you, honey. Miss Carol. Hello, darling. Rosie Allen. Good to see you, my dear. Tina. Bonjour. Baby to the kisses. How you doing? Good to see you. Susan, good to see you. Edward, Jody, Woo, I love that name. Jody Woo, how are you? Good to see you. Horsey, how you doing, baby? The weekend is South Carolina's school shopping tax-free weekend. They shouldn't even have tax on any school products, in my opinion, ever. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion. But I'm glad. It's almost back to school. A lot of kids are already back to school. It's crazy, isn't it? Summer just gone. It's crazy how fast it goes. Hello, Miss Anastasia. Good to see you. Anastasia. Good to see my friend. SD, come up with a watermelon. How you doing? Thank you so much. Really appreciate you, SD. Good to see my friend. Dee Dee, thank you for the Unk Alert, my dear. And thank you again for the Unk Alert. Really appreciate you, my dear. Thank you so much for your support. Can't do it without you. User, thank you so very much for the gold coin. Appreciate you, my friend. And Tabitha, thank you so much for the clutch. How you doing, girl? Appreciate you. Baby Red with the floating heart. Much love to you, Baby Red. Appreciate you. And SD with the watermelon. I'm not ready to let go of summer yet. I'm not ready. I know everybody's ready for fall and all that stuff, but I will take every day of summer warmth that I can get. I'm not made for the cold, and I live in the cold. But I'm telling you, you might see Justin in, I don't know, Florida or freaking Arizona this winter. I don't know how much I can take. Raquel, good to see you, my dear. Good afternoon. Could someone tell me where I can get the lyrics of the song? You can find it right on my video section. It's called Holy and Hood. Appreciate you, my dear. Criminal, good to see you. How you doing? I made it, says Batgirl. There she is. Hey, Patty, good to see you. There's my Kelly Thompson. Who are you, darling? Good to see my friend. Green Eyes is in here. Share Cares. Hey, darling, good to see you. Miss Susan. It's happy birthday, Stacy. Oh my goodness. Let's say happy birthday, Stacy.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, my darling Pearl. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Happy.
From all of us, abduction pearls, to you.
That was my rendition of our new song that I sang specifically for you guys on your birthday. Really appreciate you. Happy birthday, my darling Miss Eureka. First day Monday. It is Friday. Thank the good Lord in heaven. 10 days until mine. I wear a size 2 week trip to the Caribbean. Yes, girl. Yes, lovies. That's what I'm screaming. That's exactly right. Batgirl, kids go back to school. Oh my goodness, it goes back quick. Thank you, Joan Marie. Thank you, darling. Really appreciate you. Thank you for the jewels. Really, really do appreciate you, my darling. Good to see you. Let me know if that music's too loud in the background. It should be okay, but I don't want it to be too loud, but I need a little music in the background, if you don't mind there. Anastasia, hi, darling. It's hot here, but I'm keeping summer. Praise the Lord. Exactly. Come to Texas, Justin. Well, my family's in Texas, so you never know. You never know. The only time it's really winter in Texas is you get about 2 weeks in January. It's a little cold. That's right. That's right. Hey, Yacht. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see everyone rolling up in here. Oh, wait, I'm way behind in chat. I'm just typing it up today. Lori, good to see you, my friend. Thank you so much, my darling, for 8 months. Really do appreciate you for your continued support. Love you too, my dear. You are amazing. Absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for your continued support, my darling. Miss Wendy, hi. Thank you so much for the sparkles. Thank you so much, baby. Really appreciate you. And Rach, just Rach, how you doing, girl? Good to see you, my friend. Thank you for the clutch. Really do appreciate you. And hey, sugar, sugar. Thank you so much. You're OG. 14 months you've put up with me, TGIF. Had my wig off before I made it in the door. The wigs are hot. They really are. I don't know how y'all do it. I mean, you got to be devoted. I'm telling you, because the wigs are hot. I wear, a wig every once in a while when I'm on here. I used to dress up like this character loosely based off of someone on YouTube. And it's hot under those things. Woo! I don't know how you can do it. All right, guys. Hey, Looking Beyond. Good to see you. Lazy Dog, everyone. I always feel bad if I don't start saying hello, but hi. I got to get on with my show. If you guys would be so kind and please do me a big old favor and hit the thumbs up button. Would greatly appreciate that. Also, if you would share this live stream out, would greatly appreciate that. Hit that share button, copy that link, drop it in any of your favorite social media. And we just hit 44,000 subscribers on this channel. It's only because of you guys. I truly have the best subscribers in the freaking world. I know everyone says that, but it's really true for me. And people always come in and they're like, this is the best chat. And I'm like, yeah, it kind of is. It really is. Oops, wrong one. It really is the best chat. And we have great conversations here with about all kinds of stuff. So thank you guys. Sub up if you haven't yet subbed up. And all of it helps. YouTube has changed our algorithm with a lot of us, all of us actually. And so really sharing that, hyping these videos after the live stream on your mobile device, your phone, your tablet, has to be after the live stream. You get 3 hypes a week. Might as well use them, right? Dee Dee, thank you for the floating heart, dear. Appreciate you. Good to see you. Alumni, good to see you, my friend. Thank you so much for the flower. You're not late. We've just been hashing it out real quick before we get started. Susan, good to see you, my dear. How you doing? Good to see you, doll. Molly, good to see you. Peggy, okay. Love you too, Miss Leslie. Okay, so we've got some things to get into tonight. I actually talked to a couple creators today in true crime, and we've been really discussing this Luke thing and all this, and we're going to get into that. And who else? What else do we have here? Let me go over. We're going to go over not Sheriff Thanos, the FBI searched the backyard again. We're going to get into what are they looking for and all of that. I saw a thing on someone wrote Sheriff Nanos and was asking them to release some information, put the ego aside. Also about, I think it's Mark the Shark. He was talking about some aerial coverage and some cameras that we're going to look at. Also, an oldie but a goodie, there is this video of Annie reading one of her poems. Okay, let's see here. I'm going through all my stuff, and we're going to get into a lot of the questions tonight. We're going to go over some of the porch guy as well, and look over a lot of stuff as I get that pulled up. If you guys remember, also, I thought this was, I think Trump actually spoke out about the investigation again. You guys remember him? We did a video of him like on Air Force One, kind of when this was going on. I think there's a new video out, and if we'll look at it and see if it is or not. Miss Susan, good to see you, my friend. Thank you for the floating heart. Really, really appreciate you, my darling. And Miss Cindy, thank you so much for the gold coin. Really appreciate you. Anastasia, thank you for the birthday song. Thank you so much, my darling. Really appreciate you, my dear. You are absolutely amazing. Happiest birthday to you. Hopefully you are making the best of it. Enjoy. It's like I'm in a middle-age crisis right now. So I don't know how old you are, Anastasia, but I get the middle-age crisis things now. I get it. But I was talking the other day, is like, a lot of people don't make it to 40. A lot of people don't make it to, we talk about these cases all the time. They don't make it to 4, let alone 40. And every second is precious. It really is. Thank you, Miss Jennifer. Appreciate you, my dear. Congratulations on 44,000. It's only because of you guys. So it's, I'm amazed every day. Truly. Thank you guys. I really, really do appreciate you. The mods, members, chat, every single one of you that put up with me. I appreciate it. Truly, from the bottom of my heart. I'm not eating chocolate because of the cake. Girl, eat the chocolate. Eat the chocolate. Eat the cake, eat the chocolate, eat whatever your little heart desires. Also, I have been doing some really deep diving on others very similar into Nancy Guthrie case. I know Chris McDonough did speak on this, but I've kind of been doing my own research on some very similar cases, because this case is such a rarity that you just do not see ransom and this going on. And I've found 3 other women specifically, it's the closest I can find to Nancy Guthrie case. I'm going to talk about their names and all of that today. So we're going to get into that as well. Let's see. All right. Is there some new video here? Oh, okay. Let me show you this. I always try to get the small things out of the way before we get to the big things. Patty, thank you so much, my dear. Justin, you are the best on all the pearls. Thank you so much, Miss Patty. Appreciate you very, very much. Thank you very much for your support, my dear. Really do appreciate you. You are amazing, Miss Patty. Thank you. Just turned 60 this week and I'm blown away. Feel safe sharing this with y'all. Absolutely, girl. Rock it out. You look amazing, Caroline. You really do. You look amazing. I hope you feel amazing more than anything. Truly, your health is wealth. It really is. because I'm not getting to my point today. I don't know why, but like the older I get, it just takes longer to recover. It takes like a day or two to recover now, and you can just kind of feel your body different. You know what I mean? Sandra, thank you so much for the flower, my dear. Appreciate you. Good to see you, my friend. Thank you for your support. I'm about to eat a sundae for my birthday, ladies. Good for you, babe. Okay. I want to show this, and I don't know if I thought it was thought-provoking. I thought it could bring up a conversation, at least, at the very minimum. And someone wrote this on Twitter. I just want to get this out. And they wrote, one of the things, a woman named Amy, I don't know if she reshared this or whatever, but I just wanted to, I thought it was interesting. And I take her point, because none of us know what the hell happened in this case, right? One of the things I noticed about the first ransom letter is that parts of it sounded like a letter you get when you are late on a bill. And I thought, what do you think? If you don't make a payment by a certain time and date, you get a charge or a fee, etc. Similar to a letter you'd get from a lender, but edited to fit their extortion attempt. This could be a clue that perhaps we're in financial distress. And yes, it could, but I take it a little bit different when she says this, and I'll let you know. But at the end, the tone shifted to urgency. Their desperation was made clear, and they were playing hardball to get a large sum of money fast. It seemed like they were protecting the stress of their financial situation, projecting rather their financial situation on the Savannah by trying to rattle her with threats so that she would send money immediately. And, I don't know if I necessarily agree with her on this. It's not that I do agree or don't agree. It's not for me, really. But what I thought, what made me think about this is I thought, could this guy work in some financials? This guy, in my opinion, seems to be young, rather young, my age, probably around there, right? 40 or maybe younger than me. And he requested Bitcoin, which I don't do Bitcoin. I don't do any of the cryptocurrency stuff, but a lot of people do. A lot of people really are into that. And I was watching a video today of a guy who was a very trusted, he worked in the office of this massive tire changing place. And I mean, it was like a huge place, and they did millions and millions and millions of dollars in business every year. He worked in the payroll, and he was actually in the Bitcoin. He ended up, they got a new bookkeeper, and after they got that bookkeeper, they realized that this guy was stealing money. And he talks about how he got into financial trouble. He spent some of this money in Bitcoin that he stole. I don't know if he lost it or what, but he got into financial trouble. And it just makes me wonder, I've watched other videos where people get so much into the Bitcoin but it's not and again, I'm pretty illiterate at a lot of this stuff with the Bitcoin. I just want to be upfront with you, so I may sound a little dumb on these things. I don't try to be something I'm not on certain things, right? But one other camera crime that I was watching, like all of this other guy, he was putting all of his money into Bitcoin, right? And then it all went to hell. I don't know if if it went down or whatever, and he ended up losing everything. And do you think that's something that could happen? Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Yeah, we'll get more into that later, though. I've been really working on things with that. So if you noticed, I've been kind of quiet about that for a minute. I think the ransom was a side hustle. There was a guy who threw away hard drives with 100 Bitcoin. Really? Damn. Hey, Sunshine Girl. Good to see you, my dear. Really appreciate you. Kathy, thank you so much for the 30 jewels, my babe. Appreciate you very, very much. And Betty, good to see you, my dear. Appreciate you. Do you pronounce it Betty or Bet? Let me know. Bet or Betty. I try not to try to say the right thing. Bitcoin, kind of like stock market, it can tank. Well, that's what happened to this guy. Like, he ended up losing everything. Just put it all into the Bitcoin, and it's just kind of crazy to me. There's no doubt in my mind Porch guy got paid. Well, he was going to get, okay, we'll just get into it. Let me pull it up. So here we go. All right, so we're going to get to that part as well. FBI back at the house. We're going to be talking about kind of like what are they looking for, right? What are they looking for? Give me 1 second so I can pull my other stuff up here. Okay, this is by, let's see here. So Nancy Guthrie is still missing after her abduction in Tucson. This music's a little too loud, I think. Just a little bit. Sometimes it's a little louder on your end than it is mine. I don't know why, but that is. But okay. 1 second. Okay. So they searched the neighborhood again. A neighbor of Nancy Guthrie's saw authorities return to search in the brush behind the missing 84-year-old's home in Arizona. We're at the 6 months mark after her disappearance that remains obviously unsolved. The neighbor, who lives a few doors down from the Guthrie home, told Fox that she saw FBI agents that she recognized from earlier searches going through the desert brush. Now, I didn't really know until recently that this is the time of year that they have the monsoon. They call it the monsoon season, and I guess it's like your wet season, right? Is that correct? It's like your wet season, and it washes off a lot of everything, right? It kind of comes through and it floods everything, and then the soil, when the topsoil, things can come up, things can wash around, and all of that. So yes, and more humid. Ever how much humid Arizona gets, right? I mean, I've been to Arizona, but when I was there, which I was there in July, not this July, several years ago, and it didn't rain. It didn't rain at all. But anyway, so but investigators and volunteers have already searched, obviously, through this area multiple times for hints. But I want to talk about they kept looking at that backyard. And why did they continually looking at that backyard? And the thing that I keep thinking about since this has happened yesterday, they are, you remember the time they were at Nancy's, they went straight over and ran to Annie and Tommaso's home, started looking in that area. They were looking in the yards as well. And then after several hours at Annie and Tommaso's, or about 1 o'clock, I think it was about 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, they went straight back to Nancy's. And they were looking in the yard. Some people say that they were looking for, allegedly, a phone. Right? Now, we got to think about this a second. They can be looking for a lot of different things. But we got to remember, it's not going to be Nancy's phone. It's not going to be Nancy's phone if that's what they're looking for. Why do I say that? Because Nancy's phone was inside. Oh, nice sandwich. Need to get on my laptop. That's okay, darling. So they're looking, and why, if they're specifically looking for a laptop, right? Oh, it could be a burner phone, absolutely. But if they're specifically looking for a laptop, why do they think it's not a laptop? Sorry, I just was reading a little rich. A phone. Why do they think there's a phone there? Is there something in the data that they are looking for? Why? And you notice, which I can get the map here in a minute. If you notice, the neighbor behind Nancy's, the one that did that interview, he said the dog kept barking. We know that porch guy had to be in Nancy's backyard, right? He had to be in Nancy's backyard because he broke the lights. He said he did. Opened that door. And what else was it? The neighbors heard him as well. Carmelita, good to see you, babe. I'm really starting to think that they might know who did it, but don't have enough to arrest yet. Maybe it's just wishful thinking. I feel that way. I truly do. Anyone else starting singing Michael Jackson's Remember the Time? Some. Just me. Good to see you, my dear. Hello, Shannon. Good to see you, hon. How you doing? Hopefully you're feeling better. We've been praying for you very much. Very, very much. Whose phone would be looking for how did they know? Well, I cannot think of the name right now. I've done entire shows on it, but I have limes, and sometimes I just cannot think of the word. I keep wanting to say telematics. It's not telematics. What is it when they do a search warrant and they are checking for pings in the area? What's the word? Geofencing. There we go. And that's one of the things that, like, did this guy lose a phone? Why do they keep they're looking back there for a reason? Kirsty, thank you. Kirsty, sorry, my dear, thank you so much for the silver star. Really appreciate you. But how do they know the phone is missing? Well, we don't actually know a phone is missing. I want to make that extraordinarily clear. But the rumor is that, I'm just going to say it's a rumor, what's through the grapevine is that they were looking for, allegedly, a phone when they came back that evening, or that morning, rather, I should say, like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. So there's that. Okay. Now, I'm going to talk about other things that they could be looking at as well, that I think is very important. Let me pull this up right here. I'm going to go to Fox News real quick. Thank you again, Kirsty. Thank you so much, love. Appreciate all the support. Thank you for your support, my dear. All right, I'm going to go to Fox News Digital, which Fox has done just an incredible job on covering the Nancy Guthrie case. They were one of the few that got the drones up in the air really quickly. Bear with me as we go through this commercial. Police were looking for the perps. Well, of course they were looking for the perps, but they were specifically, they went, what the hell did I do? They went back there. 1 second. I don't know what the hell this is. 1 second. Close group tabs? No, sorry. Okay. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Let's go.
There's a couple different reasons that go through my mind. First is going to be they got some leads. They got some new tips that are viable, and they're out there looking for something specific or in an area specific to that, because I'm certain that they've searched those areas already, especially if it's that close to the house. Just retracing their steps. But a tip of some sort came in. The second could be a different group of investigators, just thrown at the 6-month mark, throwing some fresh eyes at it. You have to do that to get different inputs, to even go back to the scene if you hadn't been there for a few months. Let's relook at things, looking at things in different light angles and things like that. And another option is the environment. You know what it's like out here, the desert. We've been in some washes together. About a month ago, monsoon season started here in Tucson, and a lot of water has come down, a lot of water at once, and it pushes things. So it's moved the environment. Rocks have been pushed away. In a neighborhood, it's not as dramatic as it is in areas like behind us in a wash or something like that. But even in neighborhoods, you'll get small streams and rivers coming through some property sometimes. So it can unearth things that you didn't see before. It can move things from one side of the neighborhood a couple blocks away, just like that. So all of those things are legitimate reasons why they could be out there again. Depending on the wash itself, it could be anywhere from just a few inches, which can still move cars, 6 inches of water, they'll move a car, to 8, 10, 12 feet, just depending on how wide it is, how narrow it is, and everything involved. But it's not uncommon to have vehicles just inundated, and it's going over not only the hood but the roof line and everything. And sometimes you won't see the car for an hour or two until the water recedes, and then you end up going back and looking in.
Does it really end up like raining that much there? Like when I've like I said, I've been to Arizona, but when I was in Arizona in July, it didn't rain at all. Does it get that? Does that much water come down that quick? Kirsty, thank you so much, my dear. Really appreciate you very much. Thank you for your support. That would mean something had to ping in the area. I'm thinking they rushed over after getting a ransom note, then searched in the dark. That would be crazy. Well, they rushed over there that evening to Annie and Tommaso's. Then That's when they was searching the neighbor's house. They searched that camper. They searched their backyards. They searched out in the bush. They 200 searchers. But later that evening, they went over back to Nancy's. I'm going to pull that up on Google Earth here in a moment. Whatever they're looking for, I hope they find it and find Nancy. Yes, me too. I did not hear about it, Bobby. Oh my God. I didn't hear about it. Send it. If you want to send it to me, I'll look at it. Sure. Yes, Justin. When it first started, I was watching a streamer. They rained like crazy. Wow. The ground is so hard, the rain lays on top and becomes a moving force. The water floods because it's so dry and it don't absorb fast. Yeah, it's probably just kind of sits on top. Does anyone remember a streamer recording the front of the Siesta and driveway? A certain person came around the back side of the Siesta with pockets that appeared to be stuffed. I don't remember that, Eggy, no. If you find that clip, let me know. They don't have the big oak trees like just a cactus. Yeah, cactus don't really have big roots either. Allegedly, the goat. That's very generous of you, my dear. Thank you so much for your support. Allegedly, Amber, really appreciate you, my dear. Good to see you. Hopefully you're doing well. El Nino is going on really strong this year. Yes, the water has nowhere to go. The ground is so dense, the water follows the path of least resistance. Yeah, they've got like big tunnels where I guess all the water, like the drainage goes into as well. I would, that's okay. That's okay. You can, if you want to text me, you can text me as well. But here we go.
And things like that. It seems like it's pretty stable, but like I said, in the monsoon seasons, all this is moving. The rocks are coming down, the branches are pushing things one way or another, and everything's just kind of getting jumbled up. We're at 6 months. I've spoken with folks still. I still stay in contact with folks. It's been quiet. I know they're working hard, working on anything that they can, whether it be the scientific side with DNA and things like that you've already reported on. To following up on leads. And that's probably what the investigators were out there for. And they're just still doing their jobs because that's what they have to do until they get some resolution in this.
It's interesting. Some people think it's, maybe some fresh eyes. Some people think that they're just, going out there again and maybe looking at it a little bit closer because, time has a way of showing things as well. Oh, bless you, Little Red. Hi, Justin. Question: why did Annie and Tommaso say possible medical episode when they could have checked Nancy's phone to see if she dialed 911? I find that sus. Annie called hospitals. I do too. I think it's weird. I do think it's weird. I truly don't know when it comes to Annie and Tommaso anymore. There is a lot of things that I think is very weird, but there is also things that I look at and I'm like, I just don't know. I don't know. I don't know if they told her to call. I don't know if they told her to call. I mean, this is the thing. Like, Annie and Tommaso, they supposedly rode over. They checked the house. From what I understand, even before they called 911, I'll say canvassed the neighborhood. They canvassed, from what I understand, the neighborhood a little bit and was looking for their mom there. Now, for me, if I knew my mom could not walk and I'm telling the police, no, you don't understand. Like, she can't go anywhere. I'm not sure that's the first thing I'm going to do, especially if there's blood and the back doors is open. She didn't take her phone and her hearing aids and all of that as well. But if I were Annie and Tommaso, or specifically Annie, while I was on my way over, I would probably call my siblings to just make sure, hey, have you talked to mom, right? But yes, that was it. That was it. Earlier, I wonder if the police would not let them manipulate her phone. It could be. That's a fair point. Very fair point, Cindy. Don't mess, right? Just don't even mess with the phone, right? Did she mean she can't go anywhere or she can't walk far? But if you're trying to fight off someone, you have strength that you normally don't. Fair point. Fair point. They said she couldn't make it to the mailbox most days. Mailbox, what's the mailbox for her? I think it's 90 feet, right? Like that would be, where is the mailbox? Down here? Mailbox would be 34 meters, 114 feet. That's 114 feet there, 114 feet back. So, I don't know. Tasha, thank you so much for the jewels, my dear. Appreciate you. Good to see you. Really appreciate you. I'm stuck on Nancy's wedding ring. Wonder if it was there too. That's a good point. I never thought of, I've thought about, did they take did this person take jewelry or anything like that? But then I think, well, maybe they just took what was on her. Just what was on her, and that's it. Nothing more, nothing less. They allegedly didn't take anything out of the house other than Nancy. And so, but we know that they were the gate back here. They were really looking at that. And what really confuses me more than a lot of this is, did this person see, I really feel, in my opinion, that this guy came in alone. I don't feel like there was any other, in my opinion, any other person inside the house other than porch guy and Nancy. Thank you so much, Kirsty. Appreciate you, love. Really appreciate you. Good to see you. But how did he first get there? There had to be a mode of transportation, right? Whether even if he lives close, he has to take Nancy out, right? The back light, we know, was torn off over here. How did he initially access this property? The FBI was, like I said, looking very hard back here. There was like a wheelbarrow or something back here. I always think about the dog house. I call it the dog house, with the dogs barking. This guy he interviewed, and his dogs were barking approximately 45 minutes before Nancy was taken out of the house. And I was thinking about that. 45 minutes prior to, he was saying approximately 45 minutes before Nancy was taken. Well, the person was on Nancy's property about 45 minutes, right? It doesn't mean they're in the house. It just means they were around the property because this was going off. This camera was, or Ring doorbell or whatever camera was going off. And this. So if they accessed this home behind in the back, if they accessed Nancy's home from the back, well, The problem is they would have had to have leave, in my opinion, and get a car, right? They would have had to leave. Let's say they pulled over along the road somewhere, right? And they snuck in Nancy's backyard, broke the light, whatever, did what they were going to do to Nancy. And, came up front and to the doorbell and all that. I feel like this person would have had to have, run back and get their car. So to me, it's like, did they contact someone and said that they're done? It's over. Come get me. Or did they just pull straight up? Straight up. It's ballsy to pull just straight up, right, in someone's driveway and unalive them. But you got to move the body somehow, regardless whether she's dead or alive, right? Miss Dolores, thank you so much. Love you, darling. Appreciate you. Thank you very much for your support. Really, very kind of you, my dear. Oh, thank you, Miss Shannon. Good to see you, my dear. Much love to you. Really appreciate you. I'm so glad to see you. We've all been praying for you nonstop. Truly, my dear. Really appreciate you. Kirsty, thank you so much for the floating heart. You are very kind with all the jewels, my dear. Thank you so very much. Appreciate you. Very sweet, honey. They could have taken her nearby and left in the morning like they normally do. That is true, right? Like, it could be someone a lot closer as well, right? So one thing talking about this right here, what brought them back now? Is it a new tip, a new lead, the monsoon weather, exposing something new, something overlooked? People can overlook a body even almost in front of you. Like, truly, it's amazing what many people can overlook. We say there's a case in my state, it's actually local to me. This person went missing. They were missing 20 years. They had searches from here, everywhere, huge searches. They found them 20 years later, literally right outside of their yard. They were right there the whole time. People looked and looked and looked. The person was right in front. They was close to like a drain or something like that, like right outside of their yard. It's amazing what you can miss. Tammy, thank you so much for gifting a pearl necklace. Really do appreciate you, my dear. Thank you for making someone's day. Really appreciate you. Good to see you, Miss Tam. What strikes me as funny as if they were so quick to release the other vehicles, but A&T seized for 41 days. It is. But I will say, the vehicle that they took of Annie and Tommaso's, it was an older vehicle, pre-2015. And if it is older than 2015, it doesn't have the telematics like the newer vehicles. So I think, in my reason, that could be potentially why that it took longer as well. And like I always say, another thing that's suspicious about them keeping the vehicle that day or that long, they say, well, a part broke, we had to get it, all of that. Bullshit. What part of this vehicle broke that took 40 some days? This is a family where their mother is missing. You should have been more accommodating to them then you should be anybody. If something really broke on their vehicle, and again, I don't know. I'm not going to say that it's Annie or Tommaso or anybody. I'm just saying it's weird, is what I'm saying about that. Kiersey, thank you so much again. I appreciate you. The case has me so dumbfounded. I don't trust any of them. I get that. I get that. It was reported that they ran into an electrical issue. Right. That was reported early on. Yeah. 40 some days, an electrical issue. I mean, I just feel like, damn, Carlos got his back quick. I mean, they tear these parts up all the time, like these cars apart all the time. To me, you should be more accommodating to get that car back to the family than you should be anybody, especially if you're no suspects, right? Lisa, thank you for the floating heart. Really appreciate you, my dear. Their mom is a victim of a horrific crime, yet they go on vacation or back to work like nothing happened. I'm really trying to. I'll ask the questions, but I won't. I can't blame them in this because I do not know. This is one of those cases that I'll just ask the questions. Again, I think there's a lot of weird things, but the reason I think most of it's weird is because of from what the police did to them. That's what I think's weird, right? You guys did it, and then you tell us, well, you should be ashamed if you ask, the questions. So, hey, Susie Q Canada, good to see you. Numbnut said we should be exactly accusing the family, and they were that they were cleared. All the while they kept the car for bingo. Were they looking for Nancy or something smaller and federal-led operation? Okay, so this is some of the things that they could be searching for. Thank you, Miss Sherry. Appreciate you. Do you think Savannah had anything to do with it? 0%. 0%. Zilch. There would, I don't think at all, 0%, that Savannah or Cameron has anything to do with it. That's zilch, not a zero. Personally, that's just me. You're one of 8 billion, just like I'm one of 8 billion on the planet. You can have your own opinions. I'm just telling you. You asked me, telling you my opinion on that. Lady Jane, good to see you, darling. Thank you so much for the tulip. Appreciate you. How you doing, babe? Tanya, thank you for the flower. Appreciate you. I would like to know what Savannah Guthrie said to the senator, Mark Kelly. Why would she call him first thing? I mean, I don't really find that suspicious. A lot of people do. Did she suspect someone close and perhaps ask him to pressure Ellie? I think, listen, when we are desperate in a situation, we call friends in high places if we got them. It's just that. When my father-in-law was very ill with cancer, I called my senator because, I had family that was out of the country, and they needed a visa to get here, and they pulled the strings for me to get it done, because otherwise you couldn't get a visa that quick to get here. So, I kind of get that. Kimchi, thank you so much, my dear. Appreciate you very, very much. Really appreciate you. Savannah knows she is shocked. You think so? I don't know if it's possible for Savannah. I mean, I maybe she's even wondered in her mind a minute or whatever. But I always say, I have family all around the world, essentially, but I have a lot of family in the United States, obviously. But once you live, you can be close. But if you don't live the day-to-day struggle and grind, and you don't really know how someone lives, even family. So Savannah doesn't know how Annie and Tommaso live in the daily, and neither does Annie and Tommaso. They don't know how Savannah lives. You know, he's an English teacher. She's selling, jewelry and poems, and she's dealing with senators and presidents and foreign all kinds of stuff. So does anyone know if ANTR driving that car was a tracking device hidden in the car? Don't know. Allegedly, Annie is in Vermont teaching. I don't know. How on God's green earth do they know everything in Nancy's house? I don't know, but we were talking about, we were watching a part of Nancy Grace the other night, and she, I forget his name on there, but he was talking about, getting the guy's shoe print. It's dusty in that area, and they can do it's not electromagnetic. It's like it's maybe not electrostatic either. That's not either one. But they can get the footprints off the porch. And I was thinking, they could have done that in the house. They could literally get the trail of how this mofo walked in the house, how many steps he took. You can see if he was just kind of stepping in one place, like if you're stepping in one place, you're doing something, your feet kind of move. If there was more than one person, they know if there was more than one person in that house, if they did that. Because obviously they wore different shoes, right? I think Nancy may have been up to some secret life. Just my own suspicions. Well, I don't know if it was secrets, but you don't really know 100% what anyone does except yourself 100% of the time, right? How could they leave Pima with their mom missing? I don't know. How many different shoe sizes? The traction, yes, is just like a fingerprint. Absolutely. And I think that's very important. So I hope that they did that. But Sheriff Doofy, he's a doofus, right? So they could be searching for personal items, jewelry, right? Hearing items, even though her hearing aids were supposedly there. Clothing, shoes, personal effects. They could be looking for more gloves, masks, tools, backpack parts, tape, zip ties, electronics, which that's what we originally heard that they allegedly were looking for when they went back in the early morning hours after leaving Annie and Tommaso's. Electronic evidence, camera parts, memory cards, batteries, mount screws, tools, anything, right? He's too interested in basketball games. The crime scene, oh, I know. Well, and you got to remember, it was, what was it? It was the Super Bowl, It was the Super Bowl as well. Thank you, love. Appreciate you. Okay. I'm going to rebuild that night, right? January 31st, February 1st, early hours of the morning. Obviously, Nancy was last seen at her home, but she has mobility limitation, pacemaker, and allegedly daily heart medication. Blood evidence of only Nancy that we're aware of. Phone, wallet, and other items left behind. Unknown male, still unidentified, male 5'9" to 5'10", average build, black 25-liter Ozark backpack, hiker backpack. A lot of people say that they disagree with that. They think it's something else as well. These ransom notes, what do they reveal? We're going to talk about a little bit about the money in a minute as well. But the note one, we went really deep into it the other night. 4 million in Bitcoin. Deadline set. They reference Nancy's watch, floodlight, which are details at the scene. Note 2 claims that Nancy died shortly after being taken. She is buried now. She is buried in nature now, right? Okay. Now, let's talk about this perpetrator. If you look at this, oops, do I have it here? Make sure I got it. If you look at what Pima County said, they said that 2 ransom notes were sent to local national media and that other outlets, 2 KOLD, CBS affiliate, and TMZ. They received notes February 2nd and 2nd on February 6th. These communications reveal distinctive patterns of word choice, right? Phraseology that reflect the writer's unique linguistic style. They also provide a valuable insight into the person's mindset, motives, and the evolution of their tone over time. As with the unidentified male depicted in the video, we believe these distinctive linguistic characteristics may be recognizable to someone who knows or has interacted with the note's writer. A friend, family member, co-worker, classmate, or acquaintance may recognize these patterns of expressions and possess information that could help identify the individual responsible. And it continues that it talks about this person was basically stalking Nancy over, we know of a period of 3 weeks, right? Of a period of 3 weeks. Sharon, thank you so much, dear. Appreciate you very much. Good to see you. Thank you, Kimchi. Really appreciate you very much. And Flower, thank you so much. Appreciate you, my dear. Lady Jane, really appreciate you, love. Good to see you. But don't read my comments. It doesn't fit y'all's narrative. Well, babe, I'm a little busy. I've only got 1,300 in all my chats right now, so I apologize. It's not about your narrative. It's not about my narrative. It's not about anybody's narrative. It's about a conversation that we can all talk together on and throw ideas, because I guarantee I don't know 100% and you don't know 100%. Nobody knows 100% except for the people or person who did it and Nancy. That's it. That's the only one. So, but anywho, Love this channel. Justin, such a great job. Oh, thank you, Tanya. Appreciate you. I think they thought no one was home. Really? Maybe. But we got to think about this guy. He was obviously comfortable. When he, I don't have the picture up right now, but if you can remember this guy, thank you, Kathy. If you think about this guy who came up on the 11th, right? He came up on the 11th. The Pima County sheriff said that he was there prior to, they believe he was there prior to Nancy going missing, right? Without the backpack. This tells us as well, let me see here. Nancy Guthrie, suspect, photo without backpack. See if I can get it really, really quick. Okay, here we go. Okay, so if we look at this right here, guys, make sure you're hitting that thumbs up button or double tapping that screen. Appreciate y'all being here, right? So this tells us a few things. It tells us that this guy already had this mask, this jacket, the pants, and the shoes. A lot of people think the shoes are different. They could be. I don't know, but he certainly had the mask, the jacket, and the shoes. He had to buy them after, or he had to buy them either that day or he had to have them before, right? That's right, Cherry, but some people need a little extra attention, I guess. User, thank you so much, my dear. Appreciate you very much. Good to see you. I think it's two different people in those clips. Really, Tanya. I don't. I think they are, in my opinion, they're the same. They're the same. But for me, thank you so much, Cindy. Good to see you. Yeah. Okay. So one thing I was thinking of, right? If this guy wore this on the 11th, right? He wore this exact clothing on the 11th. Well, it's about 3 weeks, close to 3 weeks, till the 1st. Where did he have this clothing stored between the 11th and the 1st? Because that matters. That really matters, right? Did he have this clothing in his home? Did he just keep it in his car? Did he go home and did he wash this clothing? Because anytime you are in your vehicle, you leave and you get out of the vehicle, you bring evidence, if you will. You bring things into your car. When you get out of the vehicle, you take things out of the car. Right? So it makes me wonder about what did he, let me see if I've got the calendar here. It makes me wonder where he stored this clothing between the 11th. It kind of looks like two different men because of the body builds. Just my opinion. You think so? I think it's exactly the same in my opinion. I think his legs look the same. I think he's right about the same. Oh, look at the video of T coming back on Nancy's same shape in front pocket. Yeah, I don't think this is Tommaso at all. I personally don't think it's Luke either. But I would think it would be with the lips and stuff. We'll get more into that in a minute. But hey, Angel Kisses. Good to see you, my dear. Thank you so much for your support. Really appreciate you, my dear. So good to see you. Really appreciate you, my love. So, and obviously, apparently, nobody realized this guy was on her porch in that 3 weeks. But this guy had to get out of his car. Well, first of all, where did this guy, when he initially put these clothes on, right? Now, for instance, if he bought the clothes, let's say he bought them from Walmart on January 11th, and he just takes off the tags and he puts them on in his car, right? That's going to probably have a lot of other people's DNA on it, because, you know, the people that makes the clothing, the people that ships the clothing, puts the clothing up, the people that's touching the clothing while you're, shopping and all that. All of those things would have a lot of people's DNA on it. If these came from his home, for instance, then it's going to have, potential fibers or dog hair or whatever that's inside of his home or in his car as well. But it just makes me wonder, where was these stored? Where was this clothing stored in those nearly 3 weeks from when he is on this porch to whenever he does the crime that night? Because that really matters. A great point, Justin. Makes you wonder where they stashed in cactus nearby, right? It could be anywhere, right? That would be, there's never anything to truly be safe with when it comes to DNA or anything, but it does make you wonder, like, where is this stored? Where was this stored? If it was in his car, was it in his back in his home? Whatever. But it matters. Hey, Sundowns, thank you so much, babe. Appreciate you. How you doing, my friend? Thank you very much for the support. Very sweet of you, my dear. Very kind. His trunk, probably. I hope. Because that's going to be valuable. It could be very valuable for what was left in that house. If he has a family he would want to hide. Maybe. You would think. But, if he has a family, you really can't hide when you got a family. And especially if you have to work, right? If this guy works, which he seemingly does, because every time that at least you and I know that he is on the porch, it's the weekend. It's a Saturday or a Sunday, right? And that matters. And again, I I don't believe the ransom letters just for the sake of that it's saying we will give you 7 days to give Nancy, get the money ready. Who, if especially if you have a job, who can wait 7 days? Who can wait 7 days? If you have a job, if you have a family, you can't wait 7 days, right? What are you supposed to do with Nancy? I mean, you could say you could, lock her up in a room or something, but again, this person, if they would go to work, they're going to act really weird. If they have a family, like they're going to know like they're not at home as much or something, right? Nobody waits 7 days for that. My mama used to say, if you don't have anything nice to say, come sit by me. I'm just kidding. Appreciate you, babe. Joanne's good to see you, babe. Thank you so much. Thank you for keeping cases left. Thank you so much, hon. Appreciate you. Miss Joanne, you're very sweet to me, my dear. Really appreciate all your support. Much love to you, my friend. Thank you so much. 7 days and they do not take her meds. Right. That as well. I would think the majority, I mean, just the thing, she took blood thinner, right? You don't think an 84-year-old is that, health compromised. Anyone that's 84-year-old in good health is compromised. But someone taking just her blood thinner, which she has probably taken for decades, her blood thinner, stopping the blood thinner, you can automatically throw clots, right? Like that. You're over with. Like, yeah, 7 days and here you go. Whoever took her was not aware of her condition. Did they know that she needed medication and that she was in bad way? I don't think you could not know. This person, at the very least, right? Let's just say that they are, a local that saw her online in October at the Mexican restaurant or whatever. They obviously had to do a lot of research on her. Now, of course, you can't get someone's health records or anything like that, but I'm sure that they watched every video of Nancy Guthrie that they could find online of her being on the Today Show or interviews or whatever, right? As well. Does anyone know if Savannah ever spoke? It's a good question. Did anyone know if Savannah ever spoke about her mother's health on the Today Show or any other programs that she's been on about her mom's health journey? You know what I mean? Thank you, Miss Sherry. Appreciate you. Thank you for gifting a pearl necklace. Really do appreciate you, my dear. If you received that, make sure you give our Miss Sherry a big old thank you. Thank you very much, love. Very sweet. The one guy on the 11th played with the nest. We don't know what he did the 11th. The angle slight. We only have the picture from the 11th, from what I understand. Right? Let me check. No, I think you might be right on that. Which leads me to believe two different guys. The porch guy was dumbfounded by the nest. I don't think this guy was dumbfounded. I think nothing goes as planned in life, even if you plan it. Whether you forget about it or whatever. I don't know. Okay. All right. I'm going to show you this. Ooh, I showed the guys GUN. I hope I don't. Okay. This might be a little small for you guys. But the big questions, right? Why hasn't the man been identified? How did he know Nancy was home? How did he know Nancy was home? Well, the question about that is this: Nancy's 84 years old. Most 84-year-olds are at home, at 2 o'clock in the morning. But why that exact night? Again, we talk about the weekends. If this guy didn't work or whatever, it's just as likely that they could do it on a weekday, right? One thing that I find suspicious is why after Annie and Tommaso's, again, I will not blame Annie or Tommaso, I will ask questions, but why after that? Why the Uber that day, right? And then you want to know, how often was Nancy at Annie's house, right? Why couldn't have Tommaso and Annie, why couldn't they have went to Nancy's that day? Wouldn't it, which I don't think I've ever heard anybody say this, but wouldn't it be more convenient for Annie and Tommaso and the kids, their kid or whatever, to go over to Nancy's? I mean, I understand Nancy might want to get out or whatever, but you would just think it would be more easier for them to go over there and make dinner or maybe grill outside or whatever. But that's just me. That's what I would think. Anyway, was another person involved who disabled the camera? Well, the porch guy did, right? The other night we talked about why was the backpack full when he, we don't know, we don't have all the camera, but it seemed to be completely, I think it's a KIL kit, but it doesn't seem like anything was taken from the house other than Nancy, right? Okay. 1 second. Here. Okay. I want to go after something right here that we're going to get into. This guy, I truly have no idea really who he is, but I always watch his stuff on YouTube. Not YouTube, sorry. Facebook. And he's always tinkering with the photos. And, a lot of people do these AI things and all of this, but don't take this as, he does overlay the face and all that. So don't take this as the porch guy, or I just wanted to maybe spark something in someone's brain and stuff like that. So don't take it as any specific person. There he says, the front porch guy in the Nancy Guthrie case, he already well known to law enforcement. The most recent image law enforcement has of this man comes from Nancy's porch guy. He's been on the run his entire adult life, he thinks. The only difference between the image from Nancy's porch and his mugshot is the nose isn't being smashed down by the ski mask in the mugshot. Who's Greg and Allie Michelle? Does anyone know? He does all kinds of just things. Let me find this one right here. And here he says, does these symbols look familiar to anyone? They look extremely similar to some... What? He looks at Carlos and all of them. Again, I think that's Carlos. He's like obsessed with it. Okay. 8 people in Nancy Guthrie's front porch, 1 getaway driver, and I don't think there's that many at all. Who's Allie Michelle? I don't know. He's obsessed with it. Okay, let me get to something else right here I'm going to show. Okay, let me pull this up while I play this real quick. Give me a second. Maybe if I can get it. Okay. Maybe. Does anyone know who Allie Michelle is? I want to talk. Damn, 1 second. I'm sorry, guys. Let me play this real quick so I can pull this up. I'm going to go to TMZ real quick.
With a story today saying that they have FBI sources who say that the FBI has determined that the 2 ransom notes, alleged ransom notes, one of which we received along with 2 Tucson television stations, and a second which one of those TV stations received, were not legitimate. And also that the demand letters that we had been receiving from somebody demanding 1 Bitcoin in return for saying who the kidnappers are, identifying them, that too is not legitimate. So we just...
Okay. Not legitimate. I want to play that right there.
Saying who the kidnappers are, identifying them, that too is not legitimate. So we decided that we would pursue this and see if in fact this is real, that they've discounted it. It's not what we had heard, but it was possible. So we made calls. So I am going to tell you that I spoke with 2 people in the FBI, one of whom is involved in the investigation, one of whom is an official. And the official in the FBI who asked I don't use this person's name said this.
Thank you, Linda.
It is more likely than not that the 2 ransom notes are real. Further in that conversation, this person said, no. They are more legitimate than not. That's a quote. Now, they haven't determined it is for sure real, but they definitely have not determined it is for sure fake. And as for the demand letters that we've been getting, where somebody is asking for 1 Bitcoin,
who are you talking about,
less likely
who are you talking
that
about?
Those letters are real, but they have not discounted that either. So I think this goes to the legitimacy, really, of the ransom notes, because that's really what's important here. We have told you before that we had as many as 5 FBI agents on phone calls at the same time with our IT team, trying to find out who sent these ransom notes or these alleged ransom notes. And they have not been able to do that. We are told today that they are still pursuing those 2 notes, the 2 alleged ransom notes. They have not determined, I want to repeat, they're real, but they have definitely not determined that they're not. And they lean more toward legit than not legit. Okay, Reuters came out with a story today saying that they have FBI sources.
Do you guys, let me do a poll actually. Do you guys think that the TMZ notes are real? TMZ notes are real? Yes, no, unsure. Well, let me see what you guys say. I don't want my opinion to affect to think. I'll tell you mine. I'll tell you my opinion once pretty much everyone votes. And interesting. So you vote yes, you can put a 1 or a 2 or a 3 in chat. 1 for yes, 2 for no, 3 for unsure, or you can write yes, no, or unsure. And it will automatically add it to that poll. When I think of TMZ, I think of gossip. Well, I mean, it's kind of what it is. It's kind of what it is, but that doesn't mean they're not real. Now that y'all have already started voting, I will tell you my opinion. I believe they are more likely real than not, in my opinion. Why do I think that? Why do I think that? Well, because of they haven't, for several reasons. It's not usually just one reason, but in my opinion, I believe they're more likely real than not because they have already arrested. We know of only one, but we know of 3. We only one's name. We know 3 that the FBI have arrested in relation to doing fake emails. Number 2, the FBI never, and I mean never, speaks out on a case when it comes to whether someone is cleared or someone is not cleared, if it's generally legit or it's not legit. They don't really comment on it, except recently they put out this, Reuters put out this thing that they were not real. Flat out, not real. And the FBI very, very uncharacteristically came out and said, no, we're not saying that at all. We're not saying that at all. And I find that very interesting. Because the FBI doesn't have to come out and say anything. They really just don't have to come out and say anything, right? They could have just let that go. If they didn't believe they were real, they would have just let that reporting go. Right? Yeah, it's not real. But the FBI didn't. They did the absolute opposite of that and said, no, we're not saying if it's real or not. And I find that extraordinarily interesting that they came out and said that. Other things that TMZ has reported in these letters is that, you're going to have to look international. And then I go back to the Bitcoin and, I thought, which a lot of people report on this, the US dollar in this letter, right? The US dollar. And people's like, well, that means that he has to be foreign. And I agree that can point towards that. But I made the point, I don't think it has anything to do, that specific thing has to do with them being foreign or not. I think they just wanted $4 million and ever how many Bitcoin, because it changes from day to day. They wanted to make sure that they got 4 million United States dollars and ever how many Bitcoin. That might be 10 Bitcoin that day. It might be 20 Bitcoin that day. But they wanted to make sure they were getting $4 or $6 million. So I personally think that there's more to the specific one that Harvey was talking to. That's just my opinion on it. I could be completely wrong, but that's just the feeling that I get. FBI never comes out and speaks unless I feel like that they thought, maybe we might want to come out and say that, they will never confirm, yeah, they're real, right? Especially if they don't know exactly who this guy is. They're not going to come out and say, yeah, they're real, we're just kind of waiting, right? And if they were already fake, they could have just said nothing and let the reporting report. But they didn't do that. So they come out and say, well, we're not sure. Butterflies, thank you so much for the hiding, dear. Appreciate you. Good to see you, my friend. Oakley, thank you for the 100. Jewel, appreciate you, babe. And Susan, thank you for the hiding. Appreciate you very much. Good to see you. Does Bitcoin come in all of world's currencies? I mean, it's world. It's all over the world. So, and the United States dollar is the global currency, right? Oh, thank you, Ginger. I wonder if they suspect hold on. I wonder if their suspect, if they have one, has an alibi. I think I just think by after 6 months, if you don't have an area you're going in, we're fucked, really. I think they have to have something by now. Every currency is legal, yes, yeah, but the dollar is the global currency, right? Like, for instance, China, they've tried to get, I think it's the yen or whatever, they want the yen to be the global currency or whatever. I don't think anybody is, Kelsey, and if they are, God love them. Savannah Bananas is putting on fireworks. My babies are great. Okay, let's see here. All right, let's get to this. So, Mark the Shark, someone, Shanna X, said the neighbor on the hill in Nancy Guthrie's neighborhood had cameras that are recording at the time of the disappearance. Have you guys heard this? Mark's YouTube channel has always been, she's like my number one choice for aerial coverage of Nancy Guthrie, and my top favorites in Nancy Guthrie coverage, super friendly chat. Did anyone see this?
See, this is where the construction is, the pool area. Some guy right there. You know what's interesting about this house is that they do have camera. Sue yelling. You know what they have? I actually spoke with this neighbor right here when I was out there, and she was telling me that, and I asked her too, and I said if the FBI or the law enforcement did get her camera. She said yes. She gave over all that information. I asked her too. I asked her a question. I said, "Hey, were you able to capture
listen to this,
a car pulling up? I mean, that would have been such an amazing video capture if that."
Now you got to remember, Sheriff Doofy, he says, which I think they might be, Sheriff Doofy's the one looking, which he's not the one looking at the cameras, but he says there's over 10,000 videos that they have. 10,000. PayPal has Bitcoin, yeah, so does like Cash App and all of that as well. By the way, Pam, thank you very much for the Cash App, my dear. Appreciate you. And thank you, Ginger. Appreciate you, my dear. Love you, Justin and Pearls. Love you, sweet Ginger. Appreciate you, my love. Quick prayer, please, for my sweet aunt who is having to put her dog. Oh my God. He was fine yesterday and she's in shock, of course, devastated. Ginger, I am so sorry. Please give her my love. you know, I just put my little Jaja down. That's tough. Very tough. Give her my love, honey. This could also be looking, they could also be looking for burner phones. Absolutely. 1000%. 1000%. All right, here we go.
This neighbor was able to capture a car coming up. So I did ask her that, and she said no, that it's not able to capture, like, because it's on a hill, and they weren't able to capture at that time. It was recording. The camera was recording at the time of the kidnapping, okay, which is very, very interesting. However, it did not capture anything in camera because it's a hill. So you're kind of going over the hill, and the camera doesn't capture down the hill. Do you see what I'm saying? It can't bend. So, yeah, this is the house at the top of the cul-de-sac. Yeah.
Okay, so this is the house on the hill at the cul-de-sac, right? And if you watch Chris from the interview room, he went there, and Brian Ensign did too. This place, it is so confusing to get to. Like, it is so confusing. Very, very confusing. If you could hear the grand finale, they just did fireworks sounding in the canyons. Where you live? Is that what you mean? Oh, Adele, go easy on me, baby. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, babe. Very sweet of you. Good to see you, my dear. Oh, thank you, Anastasia. It's rough. It's rough. She was an old gal. I knew it was coming, but oh my God, I don't know if I'll ever get another dog again. So much. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. It's one way in and one way out. Well, there's a couple different ways in. It just depends on how you go, right? There's technically more than one way in and one way out. If they went left or they went right. I always felt like when they left the driveway, I just feel like they went left rather than right. Oh, thank you so much, love. You're very sweet. Thank you, love. Appreciate you. Thank you, dear. Appreciate you. Okay, let's move along. Okay, so I was looking. Oh, let me show you this while I pull this up. Actually, a lot of you have probably seen this, but a lot of you might not have. Wanted to show you this
from the final section body
while I pull this up.
Behind the pupil, a floret of lines burst toward release. A question is raised. The body gives its cross-hatched replies. Whatever in the bloom, what never, on what dream's shelf is ever wilting. On top the night's hound, my howling, starless, stark ahems. The tyrant ahas. Unmoored from port of stem, thinkers keep their words. Put too many coins in GD. It doesn't play. And then, if still or even unplucked from the hook and hung by, get me down, I'm upside down, trying the will, riding it. Bones tell too much of life to skin. Behind all faces, all bone. I saw in one moment an eye open enough to soften the gaze. In there should dare weigh nothing.
Baked beans douche in a lawn chair. I don't get it.
Days under rib cage of oaks by the river. Sometimes it opens. You are in the body of oak bones. Other times whitens in grimace, retrieves a perceiving. It could be a body. It might be your body. In that case, how silly all this time.
Gothic.
Belief in nothing, collecting, the lateness of hours, sun.
She's
and
like
sea,
the opposite of Savannah.
Setting, light as face. Reflecting, finding a sameness in things. The body took the blame for the deeds of the
Exactly,
mind.
Shannon.
It was this kind of human.
Okay. So that was she's just very different than her sister, which is fine. But you know, and all this, you know, you can have 3 kids, they're all 3 going to be different. You can have 10 kids, all 10 kids are going to be different, and they're going to have different personalities and stuff. But to me, she is much different than Cameron or Savannah, right? They seem more like worldly achievers, and Savannah or Annie, she seems more like spiritual path, if you will. You know what I mean? Can someone translate? It means baked beans douche in a lawn chair. That's what it means. Yeah. Okay. So I have been looking at 3 different cases that I can find the absolute closest to Nancy Guthrie. And it is difficult to find. It's very difficult to find. Because, you know, no cases are, of course, alike. But 3 different cases that I can find. Is she depressed? I don't know. I mean, you know, it may be comforting to her as well, but it may not be. I don't know. But, you know, I mean, I love poetry, but I just don't. My poetry's different. You know what I mean? Okay. So one of the cases that is very similar to Nancy's is the case of Annie Lorraine Heron. And between Nancy and Annie, the side-by-side comparisons is they are both elderly women, right? They were both taken from their home. There was blood at both their residence. They both required daily medication, and there was ransom communication, and they both come from a wealthy or high-profile family. However, when it comes to Annie Heron, she has never been recovered. And that makes me crazy that she's never been recovered as yet, at least today. And let's see here. When it comes to her, let me just read this a little bit right here. So this, she was born in 1915. This happened in 1988, though. This happened in 1988. And that was, what, close to 40 years ago, right? Well, almost. A few more years, right? Characteristics: white female, brown hair, brown eyes. She had pierced ears. She wore a light collared, possibly pink blouse and a khaki collared linen skirts. She had a stooped gait from scoliosis and arthritis. She was diagnosed with chronic inflammation of the small intestines, all that. But she was 72 years old when she was taken out. And her 71-year-old husband, Robert Heron Sr., they lived in an upscale neighborhood in Woodland Hills in Jackson, Mississippi. They were married for 48 years and had 2 children, Robert Jr., a New Orleans, Louisiana lawyer, and Lori McCree of also Jackson, Mississippi. This has happened in Mississippi. Robert Sr. was one of the wealthiest men in the state. Annie was a devoted wife, mother, and grandmother, active in Jackson's social and civic life. On July 26, 1988, she was kidnapped in her home. Annie's kidnapping was rather unusual. Rather than simply insisting on money for himself, the kidnapper left a note naming 12 people whom he felt were owed money by one of Robert Sr.'s companies. He hopes someone will come forward with the information that will help find her. Annie was originally from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. She and Robert Sr. met while attending university in Alabama in the 1930s while studying journalism. Isn't that interesting? And worked as an editor for a school newspaper. On June 27, 1940, they were married. They later moved to Jackson, Mississippi after serving in World War II. Her husband became a successful businessman. Robert Sr., her husband, started as a leasing agent for the United Gas Company in 1955. He joined Trustmark National Bank, and in 1958 he became its president of that bank. And in 1981 he retired from that. So there, that's about one of the closest that I can find. Again, one of the wealthiest in the entire state. He became co-owner of the state's largest natural gas distribution company, Mississippi Valley Gas Company. He acquired major holdings in the state's second largest insurance company, Lamar Life Corporation. By 1988, his wealth was between $100 and $200 million. That was 1988, between $100 and $200 million. That's a lot of money now. 40 years ago, close to 40 years, but so very, very rich, right? At 10:15 on July 26, 1988, Annie hosted, listen to this, a bridge club luncheon at her home. Do you guys hear me? It's almost like her name is Nancy. It's so weird. She's doing bridge. She's having this little luncheon, this little get together. The day before Nancy goes missing, she's having this little gathering. The day of, she's going to her daughter's and son-in-law's house. It is super weird. Who went to the... Well, and you got to remember, with this guy who wrote the ransom letter, he asked that 12 people should be paid. No, see, I think with this, I think it's someone that probably, I feel like the husband pissed off at some point with one of his businesses. 12. He asked for 12 people to be paid, not himself, but he asked for 12 specific people to be paid at the companies, or that he owed. Right? So at 10:15 on July 26, 1988, Annie hosted a bridge club luncheon at her home. She had played with the same group of 7 women for 30 years. Her last guest left around 2:30 p.m. At around 3 p.m., her housekeeper left, leaving her home alone. She told her housekeeper she planned to read for a while for Robert Sr., her husband, to return home. When Robert Sr. came home from work at 4:30, he noticed Annie's car parked in the driveway. But when he came inside, she was not there. He initially thought she was with friends or Lori. However, he became concerned after she was not home by 7:30 p.m. In the living room, he found her purse, her shoes, and her glasses, items she normally took when she went out. He called Lori, but her husband, Michael, answered and said she was out of town. He asked Michael to come over and help search for Annie. Robert Sr. called other family and friends, but no one knew of Annie's whereabouts. He and Michael searched in and around the house to no avail. At 9:50 p.m., he called the police to report her missing. Then he and Michael made an alarming discovery. A folded, typewritten note, apparently left by the kidnapper, lay in the foyer by the front door. It contained several spelling and grammatical errors. The note read, R. Bert, he didn't put the R, the O in Robert, Heron. Put these people back in the shape they was before they got mixed up with school pictures. Whatever that means. Pay them whatever damages they want and tell them all this so they can know what you are doing, but don't tell them why you are doing it. Do this before 10 days pass. Now again, that's weird. This is the letter that was written. Now, this he gave 10 days. With Nancy, they gave 7 days. But again, both of these 7 and 10 days, or 5 days, then 7 days for Nancy. And here, 10 days, nobody gives you that long. Right? Nobody gives you that long. But anyway, it continues here. Do this before 10 days pass. Don't call police. It then listed the names of 12 men: Carl, Seward, I'll just say Arnold, Victor, Carl, Herman, Hal, Jim, Vincent, Alfred, George, Paige, and Jerry. It ended, if any is dead, pay his children. When Jackson police arrived at the Heron home, they discovered blood drops on the carpet and blood smears on the front door and door frame. The blood matched Annie's blood type. Sounds familiar? Sounds familiar, doesn't it? This is the closest case you will find to Nancy Guthrie's. What was the date of the first ransom note? You mean Nancy's or this lady? Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Crazy, I'm telling you. The blood matched Annie's blood type. Based on the blood smears, the police believe she was struck on the head and then forcibly taken out of the house. According to Jackson Chief of Police J.L. Black, the note said to not call the police. However, Robert Sr. did so before discovering the note. The police and the mayor asked the local media not to report on Annie's kidnapping, fearing she would be unalived if the kidnapper discovered the police had been notified. But 2 days later, on July 28th, her family and the mayor went public to let the kidnapper know they were willing to do whatever was necessary to secure her release. The police learned that on the day of Annie's kidnapping, neighbors had reported seeing two vehicles that seemed out of place in the neighborhood. One was a light-colored Ford pickup and one was a white cargo van with Florida license plate. Now, a lot of people talk about a white van with Nancy's case as well, right? This was in Mississippi, yes. Right. The van had also been seen near the Heron home a week earlier. Who else was seen, when Nancy's case, 3 weeks earlier? He was seen 3 weeks earlier on the porch. Right? Me too, Ginger. Also left shoes and purse. Yes. And it just shows you that there's premeditation here as well, right? In this case, it certainly does seem like this husband pissed off someone. And they got Mrs. Annie here. Right? A lot of the times, like if you think about like the mafia and like a lot of GANG, those people, they will not, certain ones will not hurt you, but they would hurt someone you love. Because they believe that's, which it is, that's the real way to, that makes you suffer, right? Thank you, Miss Cindy. Okay. Listen to this. They determined that the note was written by a real typewriter manufactured between 1912 and 1927. Now remember, this is 1988. We had typewriters back then, right? But most of our typewriters, even back then, wasn't between 1912 and 1927. I'm just saying. No fingerprints were found on it. According to Special Agent Wayne Taylor, the note's demands were vague. The kidnapper wanted Robert Sr. to pay damages to certain individuals listed in the note who were allegedly harmed by School Pictures of Mississippi Incorporated, a company in which he was president and chairman of the board of directors. The company sells franchises to through photographs throughout the United States to develop and print photographs of school children. We all remember that company. Robert Sr. had a reputation as a tough businessman. When he took control of School Pictures, it was floundering. He cut costs and put it back on the road to profitability between 1981 and 1983 to collect outstanding debts related to the operating loans, materials, and film processing fees. School Pictures filed lawsuits against 12 franchise owners in 8 states: Florida, Illinois, Missouri, North Carolina, Oklahoma, South Carolina, Virginia, and West Virginia. The police discovered that the 12 men listed in the ransom note were the 12 sued by School Pictures. They were schooled in Hinds County in Jackson, Mississippi, and their names were available to the public in the Court County records. This meant that the kidnapper did have to be. This meant that the kidnapper did not have to be one of the 12 men. Chief Black believes it is possible that none of the men were involved in Annie's kidnapping. However, he cannot rule out that someone knew of the School Pictures company and its operational was involved. The FBI tracked down and surveyed the 12 men listed in the note. Many had financial troubles. One, Paige Burton, committed self-inflicted unaliving in 1985 after filing bankruptcy. The FBI also poured through Robert Sr.'s extensive business dealings for signs of sour deals or disgruntled employees. They put out that the kidnapper's motive could have had something to do with the School Pictures or something else, and the company was used as a diversion, right? So this guy that wrote the letter, he could have said, it has to do with this certain business, right, that you sued, but it may not have anything to do with that specific business. He could just be saying that because he obviously, he could be a former employee of one of his business, a disgruntled, someone that he sued. He was a trust at Mississippi's biggest or second biggest bank. Party hat, thank you so much, my dear April. Appreciate you very much. So, one of the FBI forensic psychiatrists examined the note and believed that the kidnapper was one of the men listed out of those 12. He theorized that the kidnapper intentionally misspelled words in the note and used an old typewriter to throw off investigators. Right? I mean, think about that. Like I said, that was a very, very old typewriter. And for 1998, he probably just found a really old-ass typewriter and did that. Thank you again, April. Appreciate you. So, suspects. Two out of place vehicles were seen. They really don't have any suspects to this day. It's still unresolved. On March 11, 1980, the FBI arrested 65-year-old civil attorney Newton Alfred Wynn in DeLand, Florida, on federal charges of conspiracy to kidnap, perjury, and extortion related to Annie's kidnapping. He previously owned a Florida-based school picture franchise. Okay, so he ended up. And one of the 12 men listed, he was one of the 12 men listed in the ransom note. He received a $145,000 check from Robert Sr., but had his attorney send it back. That is fucking amazing. Guys, this makes me think of Nancy's. Think about this. This gets my wheels grinding. No, she was never found. She's never been found. Okay, so this guy writes the ransom letter, right? There's these vehicles seen 2 weeks prior. There's blood found in the house and by the door and all that. And he says, pay these 12 men back, right? And then this guy owned one of the Florida-based school pictures franchise, and he was one of the 12 men listed in the ransom note. He received a $145,000 check from Robert Sr., but had his attorney send it back. That's interesting to me because I think about Nancy's note, and it said, they're asking for Bitcoin, a $4 or $6 million in Bitcoin, and then, they're a rather wealthy family, and Savannah and them say, fine, just tell us where to do this, right? And they come back and write the next note and say, she died. Don't worry. Pretty much don't worry about it anymore. Right? Don't worry about it anymore. It's so weird to me. Because this guy obviously, allegedly, unalived this old lady. And he was pissed off. He wanted everyone to get the money. This was, $145,000 per times, 12 was not the end of the world for them for this family. And the guy paid it. But once he got the check, he sent it back. It's like, why go through? This is so interesting to me. Why did this guy go through all of this? All of this right here. Unaliving a woman, and this guy sent the money back. Why did this guy write a note? Write 3 notes, right? Demand the money. And when Savannah said, okay, we'll pay you the money. We'll pay you the money. Show us that she's alive. The guy said, I can't show you. He didn't say I can't show you, but he said, sorry, she died. Sorry, she died. But Savannah said, we hear you, we understand you, we're still willing to pay you. But the guy says, zilch. That's crazy to me. You wouldn't think that both, hey Jen, good to see you, honey. You wouldn't think that both of these people would go through all of this, and still, not Savannah, Nancy's kidnapper can still be paid. Still yet today, it's still on the table for just her body, right? Tell us where her body is. Zilch. This tells me, in my opinion, in this case, they thought the money was the motive in the beginning, when apparently to this guy, Newton Alfred Wynn, let me see if I can get another picture of him. He was pissed more than anything, right? He was pissed. Let me see if I can find it. It wasn't, he might have said it was about money. And even after he got the money, he was pissed. That's very interesting. Louisiana, thank you so much, my dear. Appreciate you very much. So when it comes to Nancy, was this about money? Was it about ransom? And then this guy just gets scared and said, fuck it. Even though I can still get money, I'm not going to tell you where Nancy is because I don't want to get any more fucking trouble. FBI files.
The day after the deadline in a ransom note.
Oh, I don't know if I can play that. Damn.
Detectives briefed the...
I think that's licensed. Damn, 1 second here. Let me see here. His name is Alfred. Maybe it's here. Penalty of Death Productions is what it's called.
Vanished from her own home, and more than 3 decades. Alfred Wynn. Detectives soon discovered that Wynn had a long history of legal disputes with the Heron business empire. From a disappearance, the jury found him guilty on all counts in 1990, though Annie's body was never recovered. Wynn continued to maintain his innocence until his death in 2012. The court sentenced Newton Alfred Wynn to 19 years and 7 months in federal prison, and he served approximately 16 years before his release in 2006.
Damn, he still got out of jail. Right? He still got out of jail. That's crazy. And you notice how he went to federal prison as well. Right? Because anything to do with kidnapping is federal. FBI jumps into that. I think this is a new video from Trump talking about Nancy.
Well, they are involved to an extent, but as you know, the local community really runs those things. And some people haven't liked the way the local communities run it. They haven't liked the way the sheriffs run it. But we would like to give them the benefit. But we're there anytime they need us. It's a terrible thing. Thank you. Well, they are involved to an extent, but as you know, the local community really runs those things. And some people haven't liked the way the local communities run it. They haven't liked the way the sheriffs run it. But we would like to give them the benefit. But we're there anytime they need us. It's a terrible thing. Thank you. Well, they are involved to an extent, but as you know, the local community really runs.
Show you this right here as well. This is very interesting. You know what's very weird about all of these cases is all 3 of these cases that I found, none of them were found ever. Jackie Levitz I don't think she was found, was she? Blood, vehicle left, valuables left, and vanished. Let me find this right here. I think this was Mississippi as well. This was 1995 when this happened. CNN. She lived in high society Palm Beach. La-di-da. Let me see here. Really pretty woman for her time, especially. Let me pull this up. Damn. 1 second, I can take that off. Okay. Thank you so much for the gifts, the goose. Appreciate you. And April, thank you so much. Really appreciate you guys. This is Mary Levitt. Still missing. She was born in 1933. She was 62 at her disappearance. I'll pull that up later. I got more to talk about tonight. Let me pull that up later, guys, because I don't have all of it on there. If kidnap is always the feds and Nanos has it, then it sounds like they haven't gone with the kidnapping theory. Call me confused. Well, it's not that they take over, but they always assist, if that makes sense. They always assist with that. You know what I mean? This one was so let's see, first degree murder. The man. I want to show you guys this person wrote to Sheriff Doofy as well. Sheriff Thanos, thank you for releasing the emails and providing the community with possible offense behaviors. While these may have identified a suspect or suspects, we still need to find Miss Guthrie. With that said, sir, could you please consider releasing information as it relates to what Miss Guthrie may have been wearing during her kidnapping? Well, they don't really... Savannah says like a nightgown or something. Anything you can release would definitely help in our search for her. We don't know for sure if she was wearing a nightgown or what color nightgown. We don't know if the sheets were in fact taken. That's another discrepancy that people talk about. We don't know what colors to look out for. I hope you and the FBI would consider releasing the information ASAP. It has already been 6 months, and as you well know, clothing materials like cotton or silk soon will start to discolored and hard to see. Very respectfully, I'm not worried about likes, what I would like to do. So, she's been on it. There's a lot of people that talk about Nancy potentially took what's the thing that her sheets were possibly taken. Okay, here we go. I showed that. I want to go to this now, to our friend Brew Crew. Brew Crew. I'm having a little technical difficulty, guys. I apologize. No proof of life, no money. The perps messed up. But Deb, that's the thing, right? You're absolutely right. But they said they're still willing to pay. Still willing to pay, even if they just say where her body is. The amount of time the kidnappers allotted is odd. Leaving without the money is odd. Never seen that in a ransom case. Waited 2 days to ask for ransom. Gave them 5 to 7 days. Makes you pay. Makes no sense. Yeah. It's odd, you know, when you just think about the case with so many similarities that we just was talking about in this other lady's case, they gave him 10 days, right? And it just kind of lets you know, it's very weird because apparently, obviously, this guy eventually went to prison with it, but I'm assuming, already killed her before the 10 days, right? He still got his money, even though he sent it back. So that's another thing that's very similar between Nancy's case and the lady's case I was just talking about. Right? They were both most likely, well, they said Nancy's dead too. And this other lady, they were both dead. And they both, one was given 7 days, the other one's given 10 days, and they were both already dead. Still asked for money. Jen, 19 months. What a legend. Appreciate you, my dear. Thank you so much. Good to see you. Really appreciate you. Hello, my people. Tip is real. The kidnapper might not know where the body is. I don't believe it's real. In my opinion. I do not believe the Mexico theory whatsoever. I do not think, in my opinion, first of all, I don't think, based upon things I've talked with a couple sources that I've talked to from the beginning and all that, I don't think that Pima County and seemingly like the FBI hasn't really been interested. I think they checked it out with the Mexico thing. And number two, I don't think that this person is going to hire or just, give this, say, do something with this body, right? When you are taking someone out, right? You don't want someone else to be like a random stranger. You don't want them to be responsible for potentially putting you in prison, right? You want to hide them with you or someone you trust, right? You want to hide them with you or someone you trust. That way, if I get caught, it's on me, but I'm not going to let some random person, maybe go hide this correctly or whatever. And, get me in trouble. Hell no, I don't think so. Thank you, Wolfie. Thank you for the sunshine. Good to see you, my friend. Thank you so much for the 200 joules. Appreciate you. You got the middle finger and a cup of coffee. If you want it done right, do it yourself. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Hell no. So I don't really bat. Just my opinion, though. Okay, here we go.
Investigators believe that she went to bed normally.
Brew Cooler, he's got kind of a new background. Let me tell you something, guys. Sub up to Brew Crew. He is phenomenal. Number one. He's Southern like me, and he's a thinker. He's a deep thinker.
Then everything changed. At approximately 1:47 a.m.,
got some comments.
Her front doorbell camera disconnected. Around 2:12 a.m., motion was detected. By approximately 2:28 a.m., her pacemaker application lost connection with her phone. From an investigative standpoint, that's where the clock starts. Whether Nancy left the house at 2:28 or 235 or
well, but here's the thing though, it's always hot in Arizona, right? So you know what, she could be just out laying in the desert. We don't know. You could have had something pre-dug, or whatever. He could pass for my brother-in-law twin.
Or even a few minutes later. It really doesn't change the overall picture, because
you do,
what happened next is what matters. Nothing. No calls to the police. No witnesses reporting an abduction. No emergency broadcast. No one knew Nancy was missing. Her family had no reason to believe that anything was wrong. Church hadn't started. Neighbors were asleep. Life continued as normal. Meanwhile, if Nancy had already been removed from the home, whoever was responsible possessed something that every criminal wants. Time. Now, I'm going to put the map on the screen here because our center point is, Nancy's home in the Catalina foothills. Now, remember, I'm not suggesting that Nancy was taken to any specific location. This is
interesting,
simply
though.
Just showing what becomes possible during a 9-hour window. If someone averaged only 30 miles per hour, including slowing down, stopping, taking side roads, or just avoiding highways, they could still travel approximately 270 miles. Now, that reaches deep into Arizona,
they didn't, babe.
parts of New Mexico, and larger portions of the international border region. Now,
Okay, tell me, do you guys think that? Hold on, let me do this. Let's do a poll. Do you think Nancy is still in Tucson or really close by? Still. Yes, no. It's only going to be a yes or no. Okay, start. Okay. Do you think Nancy is still in Tucson or really close by? I want to see what y'all think. You can put yes or no or 1 or 2 and it'll add it to the chat. I want to see what you guys think. I think she, in my opinion, I want to see what you guys say before. I don't want my opinion to ever, let me move this right. Ooh, it still doesn't move it on my mobile. If you're on mobile, you can't see me, so. I agree with the majority. I think Nancy is still very close by. In my opinion, overwhelming majority, statistically are very close by. Another reason I think that is because I believe they put back in Tucson to throw him off, number one. Number two, I think this person is pretty local. And I think there was only one way that they could know how to get in and out of there. I mean, people's like, well, yeah, there's GPSs and stuff like that, but I think they have to be local to know. I don't think this person drove across the country. And another thing, they probably had a life. They probably worked Monday through Friday because, again, everything always happened on the weekend, whether they were there on the 11th or they were there on the 31st and the 1st. This was the weekend, and they probably had to get back to work Monday, right? And if they didn't, that would be weird, in my opinion. So I think Nancy's probably really close, in my opinion. And 77% says yes, 23% says no. So interesting. Now, statistically, you can get, people can carry you across the country for all that matter, but it's very risky to carry a body. Most people want to get it away from them as fast as possible and in a place where they think is secure. And it's also normally near a road or a trail. Truck drivers, medical, food, entertainment, work 24/7. They can, but even if you're, truck driver, yeah, but I don't think this is a truck driver, because some truck drivers are off during the weekends and stuff, but even if they were a truck driver, I think they would have to be local to know Nancy was there in that specific area. But even if you work in, a really physical job, if you've worked there established, a lot of times you get weekends off, I don't think they took her very far. I don't either. But listen,
that averaged to 50 miles per hour. The possible travel distance grows to approximately 450 miles. Now we're talking about...
Oh my God, where have you been? My Mauricio, how are you doing? Love you, Maurice. 28 months, what a legend. Sorry not been in chat. I listen daily. Been hectic here, I know. Miss you and Pearls came in to say hi. Love you. I'll be back soon. Love you, Miss Mauricio. Appreciate you, baby. Arkansas is known as the natural state. Sometimes I wonder, is that a reference?
Reaching multiple states, large rural areas, remote desert terrain, national forest, mountain ranges.
That's a good question.
Thousands and...
That's a very good question, Texas Honey. Where was Nancy the first night the porch guy visited? Would her notification alerted of this person like it would the wild animals? Yes, it should have alerted her. Family didn't get notifications. They allegedly said they did not get notifications. But it's very interesting to know where she would be the 11th, right? Assuming she would be home. She probably was most nights. But what did she do the 11th as well?
Thousands of square miles. Increase that average again to 60 miles per hour. Now we're approaching 540 miles. Think about that for just a moment, because by lunchtime, before anyone ever dialed 911, someone could already have been hundreds of miles away. That's assuming that they never stopped. Now, even if they stopped several times, they could still place tremendous distance between themselves and Tucson. And that's why those first hours are so critical in every missing person investigation. And I understand that no one could have done anything to help Nancy during
I don't believe cartels at all.
9 hours. I understand that. But listen, every minute thereafter was critical. One thing that I learned during my law enforcement career is,
I don't think they're AI. I don't think they're AI, Crazy Buck, but I think they should have. I think it was only a thumbnail on the 11th. Like inside the home, they only had a little bit of video right before the police got there and when the police got there. And the rest was thumbnails because apparently she didn't have a subscription. Cartel could never erase notification from the 11th. Someone. Cartels, they're, yeah. I'll just never believe it's a cartel. Louisiana, thank you for the gold coin, babe. Appreciate you very, very much. You ever stand in front of a ring cam when the person is monitoring them and is watching and it shows a blinking green light? Yeah. Some doorbells will say you're being recorded or you're being monitored or whatever as well. They should have gotten an alert about the heart monitor.
Criminals, they understand time.
Some
better than others. The first few
disconnected.
hours after a crime are often the most dangerous for offenders because evidence is still fresh. Witnesses remember details, and surveillance hasn't been overwritten. Vehicles are still nearby, and every hour that passes,
to me, okay, Annie, and it's one thing. AMG says, why would Nancy have a subscription from the inside, and like the nanny cam? That is even stranger, that not having a subscription for the outside camera. I think it's, well, Annie and Tommaso allegedly took care of her, quote, every day, end quote. I think they should have had a damn access to it. Now, some people's like, well, I don't have access to my elderly parents' cameras or whatever. But if my mother lived alone and she still wanted her independence and she had mobility and heart issues, if I didn't get a hold of her, I would want to be able to check inside of her house to see if she fell, to see if something was going off. And that's what I said. Like, if Nancy's friend called Annie and said, have you heard from your mom? She didn't show up today. And after Annie called Nancy didn't answer. The first thing I would have did was check the cameras. That's the first thing I would have done, is check the cameras. Well, FBI, Kash Patel says if they would have let us, we could have gotten in there sooner and probably could have recovered more. They wouldn't have got that if FBI just hadn't went and said, let's just go check Google. And call the police. Yeah. I still would probably call my siblings and be like, have you talked to Mom?
Advantages begin shifting. Witnesses leave and traffic changes. Vehicles begin to blend together. Security cameras, they overwrite recordings, and people forget.
So Nancy, she didn't actually attend church. She watched a recording once a week that Savannah attended the church in New York. She got together with her girlfriends. They watched a church sermon that was broadcasted, previously recorded, if you will, in New York. When my son-in-laws started having more medical issue, we had cameras inside and out just in case of emergency. Also helped monitor the home health workers. Yeah, I mean, when I took care of my grandmother, like if I was at work or something, I had cameras inside certain rooms. I could hear her. I could talk to her. I could see her, all of that. Like a kind of a two-way conversation. And once there was health workers that came in, then Same thing. You can monitor them as well. Some of those Apple Watches will call 911 if they detect you have fallen. Obviously, that didn't happen in this case. But what a shame. Agree. Never. Some people's like, she may have not locked her back doors. I just cannot. She may not have. You're right. But I feel like an 84-year-old living alone and already has cameras up and living alone, I figured she would. I even have cameras to monitor the dogs, yeah. I would have checked cameras first. I had the cameras to monitor. Yeah. No way anyone putting a camera on me. I don't know. You might feel differently about that later if it, when it boils down to, you can fall at any minute and break a hip, or, you don't want to be stuck there. You don't want to be stuck there. I keep coming back to who had access and knowledge. If Porch Guy scoped out the house as a test run on the 11th, you'd think he'd have come prepared with a better plan to cover the camera. The flower seemed like a split moment decision. You're right. I mean, he was there on the 11th. What the hell did he was clearly seen on the 11th on the right outside the sidewalk there. It's kind of perplexing. It really is. And he had the cams when all the kids were teenagers, and a revolving door, just common areas. Yeah. People with pacemakers are told not to wear a smartwatch to bed. There's cameras everywhere in this country. Just go, everywhere. All times.
And the search area becomes exponentially larger because, investigators aren't just searching one location anymore. They're searching every location somewhere, that someone could.
Guys, we need 75 more likes. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button or double tap that screen, please, and thank you. Please, greatly appreciate it. Consider becoming a member of the Pearl family. We'd love to have you. We have angel scene also for the kids. Yes, Mom had them when we were younger, and younger ones. We don't have cameras in the bedrooms. Yeah, I can understand not having cameras in the bedrooms, right?
Reached. And that changes everything. Now, I also want to be very careful because this map, it doesn't prove that Nancy traveled hundreds of miles. She may have just remained close to Tucson. She may have been moved multiple times. She may have been transferred to another vehicle. She may have never left the area. We simply don't know. What the map demonstrates is just opportunity.
Potentially, but
it shows
not
investigators,
always.
They were immediately facing a problem much larger than one neighborhood. Because by the time that Nancy was discovered missing, that the possible search.
But the problem with this is they wasn't even sure. They wasn't even sure the blood was from Nancy's from that day as well, right? They're thinking, oh, well, she might have scratched herself. In my opinion, between Nanos and all the rookie squad, this case was driven by ego. It still is, Maurice. Still by ego. Michelle, thank you for the jewels, darling. Appreciate you. Really appreciate it. I'd give my kids stuff worth watching, I guess. Absolutely. Let me tell you something. If the Lord lets me live old enough, I'm going to be showing my ass as much as I can in every way you can imagine. Okay?
Jerry had already become enormous. That's one reason that this investigation requires local detectives and the FBI specialized resources, aviation assets, digital forensics, and just assistance from agencies far beyond Tucson. Now, there's another observation that I think deserves attention, and that's whoever committed this crime didn't panic, at least not from what we've seen publicly. Everything appears to be deliberate. The timing, the approach, the camera interference, the removal from the home. If all of this is accurate, then I also believe that they likely had a transportation plan before they even arrived. Criminals don't usually.
And that's what I was talking about earlier, right? Like, to me, it's like the longer a car. Okay, think about this. This makes me cover my story, Jess. I hope you don't have a story, girl. To me, let's think about this a second. Does anyone think, again, I think this guy, he might have had help inside, but I think if they had footage of it, they would show the second guy. Doesn't mean another guy didn't help, but we just see the same guy on the 11th and the night she goes missing. But think about this guy. If he pulled up there on the 11th, right? He probably didn't pull his car up there on the 11th, right? But he was there the 11th. So how did he get there? Did he pull his car down the road? Or is he in the neighborhood? Or was he dropped off? Now let's think about this. 40 likes, Green Eyes is working his ass off. Come on, guys, hit the thumbs up, please. Please. We are desperate for 40 more likes. Hit it on every account you have. Get your troll accounts out. Hit the thumbs up. Hit the, all of them. Let's just get it. Let's just get it. Let's think about this. Now, this guy was supposed to be there about 40 some minutes. That doesn't mean inside. If he was there 40 some minutes, that would be kind of dangerous, in my opinion, for his vehicle to be outside, whether that is in front of the garage, in front of the front door, the roundabout yard. That's kind of dangerous, having your vehicle out there 40 some minutes. So it makes me think that this guy pulled down somewhere, or someone came and picked him up. Picked them up. One or the other. One or the other. And again, I don't think this guy is Luke. I don't. But I do wonder about, was Luke helping that night? Was he helping that night in some way or another? I don't think it's Luke right there. But did Kayla Day, or did his rental car. Allegedly, he had a rental car between. Did some sort of data point to Luke in some way or another? This doesn't look like, to me, that one, with the eyes and the eyebrows right there, but with the lips and stuff, I don't see Luke. Right? But again, you got to remember, they gave, let me find it here. They gave some very weird things about Luke. Very weird things about Luke, in my opinion. And also, as of now, from what I understand, Luke is not, maybe Carlos is suing. Ratui's not here tonight. I just now noticed that. Dumb question, but how do we know for sure that Luke Daly was related to Nancy Guthrie case? The bust, I mean. Well, that's not a dumb question, because Sheriff Doofy said that. He said that they were not cleared as well. We need 10 more likes. 10 more likes. Come on, y'all. We can do it. We can do it. Luke is involved, in my opinion. He was sweating too much and he's as nervous as hell. Who thinks they're being pulled over about missing elderly lady and you don't know? Yeah, we got a very good live on that the other night. Hey, Since, good to see you, babe. They're not old. I've heard. Has anyone ever heard Tommaso has an older kid? If this isn't solved soon, I'm going to go become a poet. I'm going to have to become a poet and write really. Mr. Daly. I see two different people. Luke's mother, Mary, thought that Ellie came to their house to look for Nancy. She wasn't. She's an oddball. She is an oddball. 5 more. 5 more. 5 more thumbs up. Oh my God, we're almost there. We're almost there. Get your troll accounts out. Come on. How is Luke related? Well, not saying he's related. All I'm saying is that we know that they did, what is it? Search warrants. Because of the Nancy Guthrie case. They were looking into it. It doesn't mean he's involved. Right? These are some ones that I took really. These are not edited. These just have highlights on them. This is actual clips from the camera. Right. Thank you, Made in America. I'm an ordained minister. Appreciate you. You're funny. God bless you too. I believe Luke Daly and TZ associated with someone that was involved. Luke and his mother weren't allowed back to their house for a few days. Well, she was gone for a few days. She was, yeah. Yeah. Now, let me find it here. Manicured eyebrows. He's got more. This guy's got more manicured eyebrows than I do, and I draw half mine on. So. This guy, man. Look at that. Kind of looks like Annie's eyes. I don't think so. I can just sit and stare at this. Look at that nose. Look at that fucking nose. How it rounds. I'm telling you guys. He looks like he has glasses on. Yeah, it's... I can see how people think that, but I don't think he does. But I can see how people think that with the mask. And then look at this. Sorry, I need to fix something, guys. 1 second. I think we get a chicken party tonight. Oh my God, forget me not. Thank you so much. You helped our gift goal tonight. Thank you so much, baby. I really appreciate that, my dear. You are amazing. Love you, forget me not. You're an OG gangsta. Gangsta. Appreciate you, baby. Much love to you. If you received one of those memberships, please thank our beautiful forget me not helping our membership goal. Appreciate you, love. I think we made it to 1,000 thumbs ups. Yes. Oops, let me take these off. Look at this. I want to know if this is a double chin. You know, when I see this right here in this filter, again, these are none of these are AI. None of these. I did these myself. I just did different filters on. I will say this. When I see this right here, to me it does remind me of Luke. I'm not gonna freaking lie. When I see just those eyes and just like the eyebrows, it does remind me of Luke. Right there. Just right through here. I'm not gonna lie. And kind of like the forehead. Let me see if I can find that. Let me show you this. Find it right here. Watch this. The eyes through there. I need a chicken. I'm not a chicken. Thanks a lot. Now I can't sleep. You're welcome. Anytime. These lips, I'm telling you though, look at those lips. Look at those fucking lips, y'all. The chicken did it. I know you do, Joe. I hope you get all your dreams come true, honey. Oh, I need to take that off as well. Liver lips. They're, to me, they look like almost like they're filled. I'm a lip person. Am I? Am I a lip person? The lips are covering the bite light. Yeah, but they're not Luke's lips. Luke has what I call Reba McEntire lips. Very thin lips. Look at this. Right there as well. And I got the video. Yeah, they do look plump. I got the video and I used a program, and it's literally it cuts the video into frame by frame, right? Frame by frame. And so it gives me hundreds, sometimes if even I can cut it in different ways, but it gives me at least hundreds of images. Some of them are very, very blurry and all that, and you know, it's night vision and all that. Who do you think Porch Guy is? Girl, I don't know. My ex-second husband's lips. Does he live in Arizona? Just kidding, Anastasia. Oh, God, our Joe. Sometimes I think, like, whenever we see, this is the guy with this is his bite light. You can see it's just, you know, little round thing. You can see one eye here. He's got his hand up there. That's another one. Right. He's got his lips. See, these are his lips around there. Right? This is his lips around there. He's got them like, or, oops, like that. The bite make him pooch his lips out a little bit more. It does, but we have with him, you know, not really showing the bite light as much, and then there's this. See around here as well. You can see the, what's it called? The what's the very end of your lip? Is it the familiar? A familial? No, it's not. What's the side of your lip? There we go. Vermilion border. I should know that. I've had my lips injected in the past, not now. It's been a few years. And then there we go. You know, there's a picture that they released. Oh, yeah, a lot of things can be distorted. As well, but I definitely don't think this is Luke. Hello, Mrs. Smiley Stories World. How are you? Fulcrum. Are you calling me a fulcrum? That's okay. I've been called worse. I'm just kidding, Stickler. The body of the guy on the 11th looks exactly like Z's body and stands in some pics. I agree. It does. He is the closest that I have found, in my opinion. But that's not him at all. Now, look at this. See, this is Again, none of these are AI. Zilch. But this is, I've taken it literally frame by frame with the program. And look at this lip, right? Bottom lip, again, you can see where like this is kind of pushing down on his lip. He's got the top part of his lip. These pictures still creep me out. The first time I seen them, I remember being live, Daphne and I, and we about had a stroke. Okay. Now look at this one. This is when he's reaching up for it. See again. I just want to rip that motherfucker's mask off. He is the boogeyman. He is literally the boogeyman. Looks Middle Eastern in pic. I can see Middle Eastern. I can see Latina. I can see, like Mexican. I think it's considered Latina as well. It's also reported there was an alleged private plane that landed before and took off. Yeah, Sassy. Well, I don't know about... I don't think it landed and then took off. I mean, all planes land and then take off, hopefully. But it was afterwards. Crazy bug. I'm really working on some things with my PI. So I'm trying to be very quiet about that right now. That's why I haven't really mentioned a lot about that. But then you can, this is where the mask, and then, a lot of people talk about his eyeball and stuff like that. But when I see him like this, and I don't know if it's just distorted or whatever, or if it's just a screenshot, because again, it depends on the angle. I can look 752 pounds, or, I can look a lot thinner as well. But here he looks, to me, he looks more like a white guy when I see him like this. To me, he looks shorter in the legs as well. Oh shit, yeah, don't show the view. Well, fuck me. Too late. There's the pew-pew. It does. To me, this looks like, it's just so weird that these are like this. Thank you, cats. Meow. Appreciate you, my dear. Thanks. No, there wasn't been enough hours. Oh, I'm sorry. Victimology makes a complicated primary or secondary target, celebrity, politics, inner circle. It's usually someone really close. Someone really close normally. I think it's a white guy, blonde hair, blue eyes, and sweet. Joe, be serious. Who is Z? Z is a guy that claims that he has not lived in Tucson for a long time, and that he used to work at the car dealership that Luke bought the Range Rover from. Niggas playing that out. I think it's a white guy. B and B too. B and B. What's B and B mean? They're having problems. Someone on that reservation is going off. I think it's someone from there. You know, I think it very well could be Native American as well. Oh, I can talk to Zach anytime I want to. Yeah. Max 200 pounds. Yeah, I would say it's probably about 180. Do you really think it's blonde hair and blue eyes? Really? I do not think blonde hair and blue eyes. Nope. I don't think, I don't, a lot of people think facial hair dyed. I don't think it's dyed. Anywho. Alright guys, I've been here for 3.5 hours. I guess it's time for me to call it a night. I'm working on things, Sassy. Hang in there. Thank you, darling. Appreciate you. There was more hair picked up in the blonde eyelashes and beard. I think this guy has very thick black eyelashes. No, I don't think his eyelashes are dyed at all. But, you know, this is black or white. This is black or white. Yeah, I hope so. I need to do a Jack and Lily soon. Sent story text. Hold on, where's my phone at? Well, that's probably why I haven't got any text while I've been live. 1 second. Sorry if y'all text me while I was live. I unfortunately didn't have my thing up. 1 second. When did you send it? That's a similar case, no ransom note. Where did you send it? Thank you, Happy Farm. Appreciate you, babe. Yes, guys, please hype this after you're done. Greatly appreciate it. Justin, do you wear the pins to get you through your show? You learned my secret. Damn. No, I didn't. I got a big bladder, though, I think. I keep an eye out on the thing I sent you today about the missing girl here in my town. I don't know if, like, my thing is not working. 1 second. Oh, Thornbridge was in chat. I think... I always forget. I feel like an asshole not messaging or calling her back. Thank you guys for sending me that. She was in here earlier. I think I seen one of her messages and it just doesn't resonate sometimes. I'm so sorry. Damn it. Please give her my apologies if I don't get back to her. Oh, shit. I feel so bad sometimes, guys. Yeah. In Jack and Lily case. Did something happen in Jack and Lily's? I'm checking my email right now. Did something happen in Jack and Lily's? Anybody? Thank you, AM. Thank you, my people. I'm going to put some babies back in bed. Well, school starts back. Shit, it's already the 7th. I think it's like... It's close to like the 30th. I think it's like... What is today? It's today. I think it starts back. I think they go like Friday. Week after next, like the 21st or something. And they go like Friday and then they're off Saturday and Sunday. It's like, why do they do that? And all that stuff. Question, side note. Has any of you guys taken the weight loss medicine, not the injections? I've done the injections. Let me see here. It's new. Well, it's not new. The Wegovy pills. Has anyone taken the Wegovy pills yet? The injections make me really sick. I can't take them. Thank you, Smiley. They all mess with your everything messes with your liver, your kidneys and stuff. You're talking about the diet paleo? I was just seeing if anybody. I don't know anyone. Nope, I don't diet. I don't either, yeah. Does it make you sick? Oh, God, I have such a sensitive stomach that they gave me these. I haven't taken them yet. They probably won't work either. Yep, high protein, few carbs. Yeah. I used to be... I need to pull out some old pictures. Do a members only. I used to be so skinny. Too skinny, actually. Time has a way. All right, guys. Oh, I know, baby kisses. I eat very little. Very little. If I ate a lot, I mean, when people say I eat very little, but I truly eat very little. Once I had Lyme's and they gave me steroids and I was on steroids forever. And other medicines that they gave me for my Lyme's, because I was a year and a half of having Lyme's. Like, I didn't just get Lyme's. I had to have a spinal tap before I even knew that I had fucking Lyme's. My body just, I don't know if it just my or my metabolism just went to hell. I'm not 21 anymore, yeah. Middle age makes you gain and old age makes you lose, yeah. Sent stuff on, yeah, I sent that, I was reading that, so we'll take a look. I lost a lot of weight taking cinnamon alpha, really. I've done it all. If I really want to, like, be motivated, I can do it. I've done it before. Oh my God, let me tell you something. I look back at some of my pictures when I was in the Lyme's treating, like when they were treating me and all of this stuff. My face looks, it gives you moon face, but my face looked shiny almost. It was so bad. All steroids over my neck will put some weight on. Yeah. Yep. Thank you, Carmelita. Thank you so much. I only run when I'm being chased. Exactly. Exactly. Check out Steak and Butter Gal. She eats a couple of sticks of butter a day. She's skinny, beautiful, and very. She's carnivore. Yeah. You know what? What is great? Hot yoga and Pilates. You know what is great? Chips and a Hershey too. Okay. There's a cinnamon, not for water, different kind for health. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It changed your life? Yeah. Yeah. But for me, like I used to do no carb. I would do under 50 carbs a day. For a while, when I started out, I go crazy. Generally, anything I do. I was doing no carbs and it made me very depressed. Very depressed. Just. And so I had to eat at least 50 grams of carbs a day. Do I swim? I float. On an ocean with a beverage in my hand. I can't live without bread. Yeah, I know. I was just curious to see if anybody had taken them yet. Is it called Rotuda? Is that is that how you pronounce it? I had a hysterectomy a couple of years ago. That made me blow up. Swimming's good exercise, yeah. You're funny tonight. Thank you, Lee. Queso dip and fresh Tostitas is my go-to. But yeah. Look up missing tubers. I think they were found, Sylvia. I was looking at that. I did the Monjero, I think it is. Is it Monjero? I think it's Monjero. But and I started out with the lowest dose because I have a very sensitive stomach. Like way more than most. But I've also had hiatal hernia surgery and stuff as well. So who recently lost over 100 pounds. So I just wanted to ask you guys, and also like if I happen to lose a little weight, I'm not on meth, okay? I'm just telling you. If you start seeing my face droop a little bit, I'm not on meth. I promise, all right? You need carbs to mix. You do. Let me tell you something. When the moment like I just had enough and I ate carbs, I could feel my brain tingle. Like literally tingle. Like I needed some carbs. Bread is so hard to give up. Yeah. Yeah. Lost 102 pounds and then a month later was gone. Oh, horsey. Yeah. You see, like I lose, like if I want to lose weight quickly, like if I really like kick my ass and want to do, I can lose quickly. For me, it's just making time. stay. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, when you bring the bread plate to the table, I turn into a demon. Justin, you don't need to lose weight. You're very sweet, but I do. I am a beast. I am technically obese. Yeah. Carbs are brain food. They really are. I used to be in the gym 5 days a week. I have an entire gym in my house. And time men hormones issues, and they get. I'm getting ready to get one of those, so maybe that'll do it. Maybe that'll do it. Oh, you sure hide it? Well, I've always weighed more than I looked anyways. Like, when I was like 129, 130 pounds, people thought I weighed like maybe 100. Like, I was skinny. I look back and I was like, fuck, you were too skinny. God, you look terrible. I think I'm choppy because it is storming here. It's starting to storm here really bad. So, all right, everyone. Love you all. Appreciate you. Get some rest. Take care of yourself. I will see you guys, Lord willing, tomorrow. I'm 5'9". It's really good to see you. Choppy up me too. Yeah. All right. Love you. Good night, everyone. God bless. Thanks. Get some rest. You only get so many trips around the sun. Hug your loved ones. Good night.